Take did their own meta-analysis on various studies that covered how your name can impact the rest of your life. We're talking about relationships, we're talking about your career, and it's really fascinating stuff because, as you know, first impressions are usually based on really superficial information, like your name or your appearance. And through all these different studies that they shuffled through, here's what they found. They found that companies with names that are simple and easy to pronounce see significantly higher investments than more complexly named stocks. And part of the reason why is because if someone doesn't have much information on that stock, they'll just go with something that sounds less risky. So if it's like an easy name, they're like, doesn't sound so complicated, more likely to invest in this stock.
As soon as I read that, I thought I immediately regret my decision. And what was my decision? Was to keep my name Cenk Uygur.
Yes.
Right? Because it does two things. One, it's impossible to pronounce because it's spelled C-E-N-K and it's, I'm sorry, it's spelled C-E-N-K but it's pronounced Cenk. See, I even confused myself. That's how hard the name is, right? So, and the last name is, again, impronounceable. We just made it Uygur just for simplicity, right? And it's still not so. So there's one, people were like, bloop, 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 not interested, not interested. Like, especially a media career. Are you kidding me? Second of all, I already seem risky because of my positions, right? And that I'm fairly aggressive and passionate. Add on top of that Cenk Uygur that's actually pronounced Cenk Uygur, and people were like,
Cenk?
get out of here, my hair's on fire, I don't want anything to do with that guy.
It's really funny because sometimes like we get down on ourselves and we'll talk about like how difficult it's been to succeed in this industry and it's so competitive and like we work so hard, why is it so hard? But Cenk is really the triple threat. Not only does he have a foreign name, not only does he have foreign looks, but he also decided to name his company The Young Turks. So it's
Brilliant.
And he went to business school. One of the top business schools in the country.
Okay. Hey, did we get 2 billion views or did we not get 2 billion views? Okay. Anyway, it's the TYT network. That's so simple. TYT. Oh, you see, there's no risk there. Okay, now it's about to get much better.
All right, so let's talk about competitive fields and how your name can impact your career. So in competitive fields that have classically been dominated by men, such as law and engineering, women with sexually ambiguous names tend to be more successful. This effect is known as the Portia hypothesis. Female lawyers with more masculine names, such as Barney, Dale, Leslie, Jan, and Rudell, which is ridiculous, tend to have better chances of winning judgeships than their more effeminately named female peers.
So there's so much to say about it. First of all, there are a woman named Barney. Okay. First of all, there shouldn't be guys named Barney, let alone women named Barney.
No, Barney's fine when you compare it to Rudell.
Rudell, and Rudell
Sorry
became
for any of those
judge.
Rudells out there that are watching the show right now.
Rudell became a judge. So, but you see that proves our point, because I'm not sure I trust a person named Rudell. Okay, because I don't know what a Rudell is. Okay, said Cenk Uygur. Anyway, so, but look, the much more amazing part is, if you're not sure if it's a guy or a woman, you're more likely to get those positions.
Yeah.
God, that's so depressing if you're a woman.
It is depressing, but it kind of shows you that we still reinforce stereotypes. We still have certain beliefs and biases. And I don't think that it's, something overt. I think it's in our subconscious, and we probably try to fight it, but it happens when we don't even realize it. So let me give you another amazing fact of the day, all right? All else being equal, changing a candidate's name from Sue to Cameron tripled a candidate's likelihood of becoming a judge. A change from Sue to Bruce quadrupled it.
Quintupled it. Wow.
Quintupled it.
I would have just let that one go, but okay. And there she goes again. Okay. She goes and she's back. Okay. All right. Anyway. But look, that is, pause here to realize how amazing that is. So if you have a male name, you're so much more likely to become a judge than if you have a female name. And then people say, no, it's all solved. No, there's no discrimination. And understand, I would guess the great majority of the time, at least 9 out of 10 times, they don't do it maliciously. It's not like somebody says, I am going to be sexist today, and I don't believe that a Sue can be a good judge. It's just sitting there like a virus in the back of their head.
Yeah, and they don't realize it.
Right, and that's why it's so important to know about it, to understand it so that we can get beyond it, so we don't accidentally discriminate against women in this case, but then of course there's the issue of minorities as well.
Yeah, and by the way, we're telling you all this because if you're gonna have children, don't try to get cute with their names, okay?
Said the guy who named his son Prometheus Maximus Huger.
Who's probably gonna have an awesome career, and then you screwed your daughter over by calling her Joy.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I mean, you look, it sounds ridiculous, and Prometheus is also hard to pronounce for a lot of people. So, okay, but the flip side is Prometheus Maximus is obviously either a senator or a judge or a middle linebacker. So he's going to have some advantages, right? So, but look, this stuff that is reality, whether we like it or we don't like it, okay? Now, I think the parts about race are also amazing.
Yeah, so let's talk about race a little bit. The Atlantic found that a 2004 study showed that all else being equal, employers selected candidates with names like Emily Walsh and Greg Baker for callbacks almost 50% more than candidates with names like Lakeisha Washington and Jamal Jones. I think that's probably the most unsurprising thing. So race plays a role. Obviously, black people are more likely to be named Lakeisha Washington or Jamal Jones, and it has an impact on their careers.
So now we've covered that study before, and if you think about that, just an African-American sounding name means that you're much less likely to get a callback.
Second amazing fact of the day, the researchers concluded that there was a great advantage to having a white sounding name, so much so that having a white sounding name is worth about 8 years of work experience.
That's crazy. So when you hear people saying, there's no difference. No. A black sounding name makes an 8-year difference in terms of perceived experience. A white sounding name, they said, Jamal, quote, would have to work in an industry for 8 years longer than Greg for them to have equal chances of being hired. How is that not frustrating, right? So again, it's not necessarily malicious, but it's in a lot of our heads. We got to become aware of it so we can root out that problem, because I think even the most hardened person who doesn't care about racism, sexism, doesn't think it exists, etc., when you see actual facts and you see, I hope even you got to think, well, that sounds a little unfair.
Yeah.
If I had that name, whether I'm a woman or I'm any kind of minority, or if I'm not even a minority but I have a name like that, boy, I don't want to be discriminated against like that, and that seems unfair.
Yeah.
So let's know it so we can get beyond it.
Absolutely. I mean, look, I don't regret changing my name. I didn't change my name, but no one calls me by my full name. Anahit? No, my name's Anna. Like Anna Kasparian, it's easy, it has a nice ring to it, But if I was Anahit Kasparian, it's just not going to go over well in the media.
Let alone your middle name.
Yeah, Misak.
Anahit Misak Kasparian. Well, you would make a great Klingon ambassador.